yeah, you can see the windows,
Y-
right? You can see
Yes,
two
sir.
windows.
Yes, sir.
Great. So now you can see my learning modules on top, right?
Yes, sir.
Great. So yeah, okay. Before I take you through this offline installation part, what I wanted to share with you is that you see there's an ask a question link on top on the
Yeah.
header, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in case you get stuck with anything or you want to ask us general technical queries
Okay.
or anything about specifically, you can ask. Okay, so just write a question. If you want to put in some add, cut paste some text from somewhere and put, you can put all that
Yes,
and
sir. Okay.
just click submit and we'll
Okay, sir.
receive the question. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
this is something you can always use to in case you have technical problems or generally want to ask us question on the subject. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay.
so you are free to ask us those sort of questions.
Yes, sir.
So do use this in case you get stuck anywhere. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
so that's one thing I wanted to show you. Uh, Next is have you so you have been doing the Java modules, right? So I'm
Yes, sir.
assuming that you have not really gone through the Android modules so
Yes,
much.
sir. Yes,
But
so much.
once you start going, great. So once you start going through the Android modules, you will
Yes,
be
sir.
basically need you can refer to the Android developer website. So we have
Okay.
specified the reference at in one of the lectures.
Okay.
So what you need to do is go to this website called developer.android.com.
Okay. Developer.android.com. Okay, sir.
Yeah, so I'll just share that screen of mine.
Yes, sir.
One sec. So yeah, this is the website. What is important here is the design and develop sections that you
Okay.
see on top,
Okay. Okay.
and you can it will show you how to. So it has got lots of tutorials, lots of descriptive sort of articles about different aspects in Android design,
Okay. Okay.
Android
Okay,
application.
sir.
So you can refer to this website.
Yes, sir.
We also refer to this website heavily whenever we get stuck. So this
Okay.
website is basically the final repository of knowledge for Android.
Okay.
Okay, so any question you have, anything new that comes up with Android, everything you will see here.
Okay, sir.
Plus, this website also hosts all the reference material for Android. So basically, all the Android Java classes, their
Yeah.
documentation is available here.
Okay, sir.
So this is a site that you should refer to as much as possible when you are going through your Android modules.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, and what I wanted to show you is the offline installation page.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll just pull that up.
Okay.
Yeah, so what I'm showing you is basically this is a build your first app article on Android developers. So
Okay, sir.
essentially it takes you through building a Hello Android kind of app.
Okay.
So if you go to this get started part, basically it shows you how to you need to basically first download Eclipse and then you need to download the Android SDK. So it basically
SDK. Yes,
takes you
sir.
through all those steps.
Okay, sir.
So you can basically refer to this in order
Yes, sir.
to create an offline installation.
Yes,
And
sir.
once you have done that,
Yes, sir.
every lab has lab typically will have one or two pages. On
Yes, sir.
either of the pages you should have this button for download APK. So once you
Okay.
have built a certain app, you
Yes,
can
sir.
download its APK.
Okay,
So
sir.
this basically APK, once you can build and do everything online, and then you can basically download the APK on your local machine and
Yes,
then
sir.
run it in your local Android virtual device.
Okay,
So
sir.
that basically reduces your bandwidth requirements, one, and then obviously since it is running locally,
Okay.
the uh, the user experience is better in the sense that on the online emulator we have started it in a basically low bitrate mode so that it
Okay, okay,
does not hamper the
okay.
bandwidth.
Okay,
So
so
on your local AVD you can start it in a regular
yes,
mode.
sir. So one thing I want to tell you that, sir, I have downloaded
Yeah.
the Android SDK tools, which include the AVD manager and SDK manager.
Okay, great.
I have downloaded and
Great,
installed
great.
in my local machine.
Very good, very nice. So you can basically, build these labs online and then download the APK and run it in your local machine. So
Okay, sir.
that
Okay,
might
sir. I will
reduce
try.
your bandwidth requirement.
Okay,
So
sir.
so that's one. So there are basically two ways on any lab to do it. Either you can do it fully off online, or you can build it online and download the APK. So
Okay, sir.
soon we'll also enable an option of downloading the whole Android project. So there'll be
Okay.
basically three ways. Either you can download the project, do everything offline,
Oh,
or
yes, sir.
you can build the project online and just download the APK. Or
Okay.
third, you can build the project online as well as launch it using an online AVD. So
Okay.
these
Okay,
will
sir.
be the three modes of usage in an Android lab.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so so I'll just take you through one of the labs quickly.
Okay.
Uh, so yeah, so you can see this lab. So this basically lab is about list activity. So I'll not go into the details of this.
Okay. Okay.
Just
Okay.
as a brief overview, what I wanted to tell you that in this lab, you will learn how lists are created in Android. So list is a
Okay.
very powerful design tool in Android apps. So almost every app has some form of list. So
Okay.
lists and corresponding to that, there's something known as list adapters. So these two are very powerful design
Yes,
tools
sir.
for
In
an
Android.
Android developer.
Android application. Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So this lab basically teaches you about list view and about list adapters. So
Okay.
this lab, as you can see, it has three lectures. So I assume you have not had any problem with the code editor, right?
Yeah, sir.
That you are now quite familiar with
Okay.
on Learn on Cloud, right? Great.
Yes, sir.
So so once you basically typically on every lab you first run it as it is, and then you must have seen that in your Java labs also. You can
Yes,
run it
sir.
as it is, and then typically some labs will have some question, which means that you will have to change the code a bit
Yeah,
and then run it again.
and then run it again. Yes,
That's
sir.
typically the pattern, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So here also the structure is similar. You will initially run the app as it is, and then there'll be some questions which you can refer to and change your code, and then run it again. So
Okay.
typically that's the usage pattern in
Yes, sir.
Android lab. So I'll just take you. I'll just run this lab once. So what I'm doing right now is I'm generating the
Generating
APK
the
for
APK.
this lab.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So this is a big red button. So that's basically
Yes, sir.
generating the APK. So this APK is right now being generated on a server. So this is in this scenario, we are basically running we're running everything online. So we'll build
Okay.
it online and we'll run it online.
All. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So it says the build was successful. In
Yeah.
case the build is unsuccessful, you will see basically errors here. So refer to the
Okay.
end of the output for your build command. So your build command will show you if there are any errors. In case there is an error, it will show you the line number. So
Okay.
just as a demonstrative thing, let me just put in some error. So I'll just delete a semicolon for now,
Okay.
and then I'll run this again. So yeah, it says build failed,
Yeah,
and
failed. Yeah,
what
error.
was the problem? It says an error. So line number 53, something was expected, semicolon was expected, and did not find it.
Yeah,
So
sir.
basically, any errors you will have to refer to the log output and
Okay,
see
sir.
what errors you have.
Yes, sir.
So I'll save it again and I'll run it again. Yes, so now it has been built. Now
Yes, sir.
we'll run it online. So I'll go to the next step. So I'll do a launch AVD right now.
Yes, sir.
So to run these AVDs, you will need to install Java plugins on your browser.
Okay.
In case the plugin is not enabled, when you launch your AVD, it will itself show you a message that a plugin is not
Not
enabled, and it
installed.
will give
Yes,
you
sir.
instructions,
Okay,
and
sir.
it will give you instruction how to install it and or enable it on your particular browser.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So right now AVD is launching. Since it is launching online, it takes a bit of a time.
Yes, sir.
Once it has launched,
Yes, sir.
it will be in a much better state.
Okay.
You will
So one thing I want to ask you,
yeah.
sir, this
Yeah.
webinar is starts from 10 a.m. to up to when?
So actually, what we wanted to do is that wait for you guys to join in and figure if you had any questions. So in
Okay,
case you had
okay.
questions, we would have taken we would have gone through those questions, and
Okay,
from
okay,
our
sir.
end, we just wanted to show you a lab example.
Okay. Okay,
So,
sir.
in terms of the time when this will end, there is no particular time in mind. But in case you have
Okay, sir.
questions, we'll continue it, or else I will be done in another 5 or 10 minutes,
Okay, sir. Okay,
whatever I
sir.
had to show you.
Okay,
So
sir.
yeah, so this is the lab right now. So you can see that a list, a lab list view it's called, and list items will be added below. That's the
Yes,
thing.
sir.
And
Okay.
here I'll just type in some things and I'll enter it.
Okay, sir.
So. Just click on the add button. So in every lab, and also the important point for this AVD is that you can minimize it. So just like any other desktop application, it has a minimize button. So if you minimize it, it goes on the leftmost corner. So to bring back the GUI or window or the AVD again, you just need to click back here. So that's how you
Excuse me, Shamik,
basic.
I can't see your screen. Can you please
Yeah, just a
stop
second.
sharing and start sharing again?
Yeah, just a second. Yeah, is it okay now?
Yeah, it's fine.
Great. So yeah, then I should just take you through this part once again. So the GUI window, basically just like any desktop window, it can be resized and basically minimized and restored just like a desktop application. So if you to minimize it, it has a button on the top right, typically the minus button as you have on desktop apps, and then once you click that, it goes here on the leftmost corner. So you see a GUI button here. So to bring back your GUI window, just need to click it here. So as I was, since my screen was not visible to you, I'll just repeat what this lab is all about. So this lab is basically about list and list views. So here what we are doing, we are dynamically creating a list. So right now I have added one element. So there's no duplicity check. So if I keep on clicking add, it will just keep on entering the same thing again and again. So right now there's just one item. If I click it, now there's the second item. So typically when you are doing this online, there are the constraints are typically on the bandwidth and on the speed that we have enabled the emulators on our servers. So just because it's a distributed scenario and it's learning on the cloud, there are certain restrictions that we have proposed in. So if you want to, as I just reminded you, in case you want to get over these restrictions and use this use the emulator in a higher resolution mode, or use it in a higher memory mode, so all that if you want to do, you need to use your local AVDs. Just download the APK in that case, right? So this is the part that I wanted to stress on. In case you guys face any problem in terms of bandwidth running your AVDs online, just set up an AVD offline and download your APK and run it offline. So, and as I told you, soon we will be enabling download your Android project option also. Through that you can download your whole project and run, basically build it offline as well as run it offline. Right now there are two options: either you can run it and build it and run it online, or you can build it online and then download the APK and run it offline. So yeah, this is, as I was telling you, this is simple list view application. Here right now we have added 3 items. So we can, if you keep on clicking add, it will keep on clicking adding. I'll just remove a few elements. So these are the 2 parts that we wanted to show you, the add and remove part. That's the main thing in this lab. So what is important to notice is that every lab has these 2 sets of instructions. So the first set of instruction basically takes you through what the lab is all about. It introduces to you the files that are there, and it has this code editor that you shall use to view and change your files. And the next tab you have, basically it will tell you shortly what you need to do in this lab. So you can add and remove, use the add and remove button. So that's what it says. And once you have gone through this and once you've understood what you need to do, you can just run the lab, launch the lab on AVD, right? So that's typically how a lab works. Again, I will remind you about the ask a question link in case you get stuck anywhere or you want to ask us questions regarding features on learncloud.net or regarding a certain Android, the problem that you're facing, technical problem you're facing in Android. You can ask all those sorts of questions here. Okay, so give us around 24 hours to get back to you with answers for your questions. In case it is not very involved. In case it is involved, we'll let you know that within 24 hours that yeah, we need a bit more time to answer this question. Okay, but in most cases, or rather in almost 99% of the cases, we should be able to answer your questions within 24 hours. So whenever you start doing the Android labs, just make sure that you also have created an offline setup so that you can run your AVDs offline and download your APK and run it using your offline emulator. So again, to set up an offline environment, just refer the Android developer website. Look for the Hello World tutorial. The Hello World tutorial essentially enables, it takes you basically through the whole step. So the first part is basically installing the Android SDK. So it will tell you according to your own OS and platform what you need to do, and then it will take you through the installation for Eclipse, which is the IDE of choice for Android development offline. And finally, it will show you how you can create an offline AVD and that's a part how you set up your offline AVD. Post that, it will show you how to create a new Android project, Hello World project to be precise, and it will show you how to run it in that AVD. So parallelly, you should follow this installing your offline AVD approach too. It will only help you to do things offline whenever, even if you don't have access to the internet. Okay. So so that's all we had from our end to take you through. In case you have any questions, we'll take them now.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm the only one on at this point. So I think we can just end this here and share this webinar with all participants. So thank you very much.
Great. So along with this webinar, so this webinar basically takes them through the Android offline installation. Yeah, I think that should be good enough to get them started. If they have any problem, they should ask us from using the the ask a question link. I think Inclab has joined. I think we should just get to know if he has any questions. Hello, Inclab.